Hello and welcome to deAsra Foundation. This is Sheetal. On the occasion of International Women's Day 2020, we bring two inspiring stories of women entrepreneurs. So let's meet our first entrepreneur, Kavita Awasthee.
Hi, my name is Kavita Awasthee. I run a brand called Poshakh. Poshakh, which I have been running for the past 26 years. We specialize in natural fabrics, pure fabrics in cotton and silk from over 14 states of India. So that's our small way of trying and preserving the heritage of our beautiful country, India. I'm basically into customized designing and tailoring and trying to add to the economy of India by making women do what they like best, shopping. Thank you.
Fantastic. Welcome, Kavita. Our next guest is Mukta Shah.
Hi, my name is Mukta Shah and I'm 27 years old. I am into logistics and supply chain business and my company's name is Shri Hatkeshwara Group. We specialize in transportation of cement, steel, LPG and propane. We carry the national wealth.
So my first question is to Kavita. Kavita, how did you decide coming from a computer or technical background and moving towards a designing field, and that to 25 years ago? What inspired you and why?
Fashion was a field that always did interest me very much. I was always inclined towards art, drawing, painting, embroidery. Coming from a Gujarati background and a mom who was extremely supportive about these things, I always felt that I would do well in this field. But also I came from a family that was filled with doctors and engineers. So it was assumed that either I would do medicine or I would do engineering. Medicine was something which my dad wasn't completely convinced with, which is why my next obvious choice was engineering. My mom kept telling me, do not waste a seat in engineering. Go into home science, do your art, do your painting. Somehow I didn't listen to her. I completed my engineering, but while I was studying, we started this brand called Poshakh. My mom completely supported me in what I was doing. And I'm very proud to say that today what I am is because of that push that my mother gave me. She made sure that I excelled in what I did, excelled in what my store needed, excelled in the expertise that a field like this needed. So for me, that inspiration definitely came from my mom. And my dad, of course, he was not far behind. He always said, don't work for money. Just work hard, success will follow. And that's what I have seen from today.
Wow, Kavita, that's awesome. How wonderful it is when one woman inspires or pushes the other woman and the miracles happen. So my next question is to Mukta. Mukta, how was it entering a logistic business, being a woman? I understand your father was always into this business, but how did you decide and what inspired you to get into this business of logistics?
So for me, after completing my MBA, I joined a business. So while I was doing my MBA, I was doing an internship in JK Tires Dubai, and at that time I thought that I should do something outside India, because my father, he had already come from one truck by driving it himself to 1500 trucks right now. So I had to do something different and prove myself that okay fine, even I can come into the business, and that is why I joined the business. So for the first few weeks I was just sitting in front of the computer doing nothing. No one was ready to give me any work because I was the boss's daughter. And after that, slowly, gradually, I was like, okay fine, I'm not going to get any work. So I asked my father whether you're going to give me any work or not, otherwise I'm not coming to the office. And he just told me one thing, which was, you are not my daughter and I'm not your father inside the business. That was the thing, that I had to go my way. And after a few weeks, what I did was, I asked the employees, if you have some pending work, give it to me and you can go early. That is how I learned all the grassroots things, and now I have come to a position where I can tell them that this can be done in these many minutes and you have to do it.
Okay, that's really awesome. As you said that nobody gave you any work because you were new, you were a woman and you were boss's daughter, of course. But that self-learning quality is something which really worked like a magic, and that pushed you, asking the other employees to give their work to you. So you started learning the smallest things. And we always think that when we start any business, we always want to be a manager or a director level, because of course my father is running a business. But Mukta actually took an initiative and started from the ground level. And that is the key, I guess. Mukta, correct me if I'm wrong. So my next question is, I'm sure although you were a boss's daughter and although you were determined to start this business, there were some hurdles or some obstacles you faced. And what were they, and how did you fight or overcome?
Well, I'm sure each and everyone faces some of the other hurdles. For me, the most basic and the most crucial hurdle was gender biasness. Because the industry in which I come from, it's a male-dominated industry. And in that, entering the industry is a big thing, and making a mark is another thing. So for me, the path was not a cakewalk. As I said earlier, that my father was not that much supportive while doing the business, because in the business he's like, you have to do the business in such a way that it is your own business and your own baby, the way he has taught me, and that is how I have been doing it. The next hurdle which I faced was the staff. The old staff was not ready to accept that there's a second generation owner which has come into the business, who wants to learn something, and eventually, of course, I would always become a boss. I mean, that was one thing. But then they were not accepting that I have come into the business. So basically, unka man jeetna, that was the first thing. And while doing that, I always had to see that I'm not hurting them in any way. That, if I have come to the business and someone has just left the business, that should not be the case. So that was the second thing. The third most important hurdle for second generation owners, that is for girls as well as boys, is everyone thinks that you have a experience of the business experience. So our business is almost 25-26 years old. So I have an experience of 25-26 years old. So people meeting me will be, asking me in that manner, that I have an experience of a 40-year-old person, which I don't have, but I had to gather that. So these were my basic hurdles which I had to face.
So we heard Mukta, how she is a second generation owner of a logistic business, but she still faced certain hurdles or obstacles because she was the first woman entering into a logistic business, although she was carrying the legacy of her father. But we have Kavita, who comes from a non-business background. She herself is a computer engineer. In her family, either there are engineers or doctors. How was it breaking these barriers and coming into a business sector or starting your own brand of designing?
It wasn't as easy because we were first generation into business. Like you said, we had nobody else in our family who could tell us what not to do. We kind of learned what we should do, but the mistakes that we made and kept making them for quite some time, we didn't have somebody to guide us because we were first time into business, of course. A second thing which we did face is, unfortunately, fashion is considered a very, very casual field. Feeling है आज तक कि people feel कि इसको कुछ काम नहीं है, शादी के पहले थोड़ा सा टाइम है, fashion थोड़ा सा कर लेती है.
Correct.
So that was the kind of mindset that people had, which is why at that age when I started, I was just 19. To convince people that we mean serious business and to take them, to get them to take us seriously was not very easy for us at that time. It took us a lot of hard work to convince them that yes, we are here to stay.
Yeah.
One more thing that we say is कि ऐसा कहते हैं कि business अच्छा चलने के लिए गादी गरम करना चाहिए. इसका मतलब it means you're supposed to sit at that seat, you're supposed to be in your office through the day. You can't be around enjoying with friends and let the business run on its own.
Right.
Which means that at the age of 19, it meant giving up all evenings, giving up all your social life, giving up all your friends' enjoyment at that time and sitting and concentrating on business. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, correct.
It took a lot of hard work and sacrifice at that time to do these
I
things.
understand. So, Mukta, moving towards you, as you said that although it was your father's business and you were so determined that you want to come into this logistics business, and you mentioned that a gender bias feeling or a treatment, has it changed in today's world, or when you started running this business on your own and now you're completely doing it single-handedly, running this business not only in India but in US as well? So has people's mindset or the way society looks at it has changed, you being a woman into this logistic business? How do you feel? What is your experience in today's world when we talk about equality?
Yeah, even though nowadays you say कि लड़के और लड़कियां कंधों से कंधे मिला के चलते हैं, that is not true. There is a male ego in each and every male which comes up some or the other time. But equality in my own business or my own organization, I would say that when my younger sister will come into the business, if she wants to, she will never face that because I have ended it.
Fantastic. Kavita, you did say that your mother was very supportive, but in your family you were the first one to start a business, and you said that your dad was also very supportive, and he said that do anything but do with the passion and with whole heart. The money will follow or the fame will follow. But still, starting a business coming from a technical background 26 years ago was not very difficult, as you said. But what is that one secret ingredient, or that one thing you would say or you would share to our aspiring entrepreneurs, whether men entrepreneurs or women entrepreneurs, that you should remember or you should follow?
I very, very strongly believe in one line. Do what you love and love what you do. That brings a lot of passion, brings a lot of truthfulness in the work that you do. If you have to do something because you have to do it, you're probably going to get very frustrated in life. I managed to survive for so long because I really enjoy doing what I do. So I think it's very necessary for everyone, men, women alike, to find that passion. And there's one more rule which we always live by in Poshakh. Happen what may, do not cheat your client. People there are smart, they know what you're doing. If you can do your business with ethics, honestly, there's no end to what success you can achieve.
Fantastic, fantastic. Mukta, the same question but with a little bit of twist. You did face gender bias behavior, or you knew that it was not very easy to enter or to step into your father's business, which was already successful. But what is that one thing you would like to share when anybody wants to transform their passion into a business? Although you're determined, there is something, because it's not very easy, although you have a family background, although you have a business which is already running into your family for many years, it is not very easy to step into their shoes. So what is that one secret you would like to share with us?
Okay. Well, at Hatkeshwara Group, what we believe in is making our customers lazy. And we give such kind of, what you can say, the services that the customer forgets that they need it. And just taking that thing in mind, what I did for myself was I did a proper homework before entering into the business. I don't know if anyone has read this book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Now in that there's this one sentence which says that sweat more when you're training to bleed less in war. So when you actually get into the business, you know what you have to do. So first do all your homework, do all the research and all everything you want to do, but when you practically come into the business, you will face the challenges and you will have to overcome that. You will make mistakes, you will overcome that, you will make the mistakes, same mistakes again and again. But from those mistakes you can learn and what you can say, excel. And in this journey of mine, my parents have been my most important people, and the support which they have given me. Because when I was doing my internship, at that time when I thought we should do something international, my father said that, you know, I have a pan-India presence, so I am the king right now in India. And I don't need any, like my business to go international. But if at all you want to take it international, you can take it. and I will support you in that. So his and my mom's support has been a major thing in my career to become successful, you can say.
Wow, that was really fantastic. So, Kavita, what is that one advice you would give to our young audience or young aspiring entrepreneurs, keeping in mind that there will be people or society who will always pull your legs and who will always stop you and, be negative. क्यों तुम बिजनेस शुरू कर रही हो, तुम तो इंजीनियर हो, क्यों ऐसे और कुछ करना है, something like that. So how would you look at this approach of the society, and what is that one advice you would like to give?
So there was something that I had experienced when I started my business. Being in the fashion field, being in a field where Diwali, when everybody is celebrating, is peak business hours for us. We had relatives who used to ask, अरे दिवाली का अगला दिन है, सब लोग तो वहाँ पे पका रहे हैं सब, and what are you doing working here? And the best part was, I never faced this problem from my immediate family or my in-laws or my husband.
Yeah.
It was always people who were sitting outside who doubted as to why I was not working, why I was not cleaning my house in Diwali, and why was I out. But I think you need to understand, if you want to follow your dreams, you're going to have to be strong about this. It's alright for people to criticize. It's alright for people to sit outside and judge what you're doing. That's alright. If you're doing your job correctly, if you're doing your work correctly, eventually they will keep quiet. So for the young girls, I actually think if they have a dream, let them go out and follow their dreams. It's alright. Do not listen to what people are telling you. If your people are with you, you're on the right track. It doesn't matter what people say.
Wow, fantastic. So this year's Women's Day theme is each for equal, meaning equality for all of us. So I would like to ask one thing to our guest or our successful women entrepreneurs, that what is that one push that can change the world and take it towards the equality?
For gender equality, I feel it's very necessary for women to change the way they think as well. Because we always say that the world will see you the way you see you and the way you treat yourself. It's not necessary for all of us to keep talking about or harping about women equality. Because when we keep saying that, I think somewhere we are assuming that we are not equal. It's there. We don't need to keep talking about it. There's a beautiful saying by Frida Pinto. She says gender equality is a human fight. It's not a female fight. We just need to believe in it. Thank you.
For gender equality, each one should understand as a human that what they want and what they are. In my family, being me and my sister, my parents always used to face this question that अरे इन दोनों बेटियों को तुम लड़कों की तरह पढ़ा रहे हो, बढ़ा रहे हो. But then my parents used to answer them, नहीं लड़कियों की तरह ही बढ़ा रहे हैं. That is something what I feel equality is. And that is what I have learned from my parents as well as from my grandparents. This is something which each and every individual should understand and act accordingly.
Wow, that was really inspiring and fantastic. Two successful women entrepreneurs marking their presence in logistics and in designing world. One who comes from a business background but entering into a logistic business, and one who came from a technical non-business background and starting her own brand, Poshakh, 26 years ago. That was really inspiring. So we're all responsible for our thoughts and actions, not just one day, but every day. And I believe together we have the power to change the world. Thank you very much, Mukta and Kavita, for joining us today on the occasion of International Women's Day 2020. Thank you.